Hello guys, welcome to Help Forward eLearning. My name is Prashant Jha. So in this particular lecture, I'm going to show you the implementation of stack. That means the different operation that we can do along with the stack, right? And as already I know that you guys already know about the stack, what is the push pop operation, what is the last in first out architecture. But still, I want to just give you this things that how to do these operations in menu driven way. That means I'm going to show you this code and this presentation, this implementation in menu driven way. Okay, but there is a no size limit. There is a no size limit in the sense you can push an element as much as you want. It depends on the size of the memory, right? So let's go for it. And on the right side, you can see exactly. I'm just going to give you the quick overview of stack implementation, that how it happens, right? I know that you already know these things. So if you know it, you can skip it, you can move on. And those who don't know about it, like what is a stack? So first check this part. Okay. So five, oh, just five, I'm just going to enter. Okay, now stack implementation. So first of all, you have to create the stack here. It is asking a size, but in our case, in our menu-driven case in programming, we are not going to decide any size. But also, I'll create a next lecture. In that lecture, I'm going to represent. I'll add a one more operation, that is the size. Okay, size limit. I'm going to add on it. But in this particular, in current program, in this current lecture, I don't have any kind of size. I have not given any limitation of size to the stack. Okay. And obviously in Python, we represent a stack by using the list data structure. So first we have to create the size, and let's give a size 3. So it will create a 3 block memory. Okay, it's very simple. Then if I'm going to do the push operation, it start doing the push operation and it insert the element. If I'm going to enter 5, so this element will come from the top end. Okay, so as you can see here, from a top end, the element will get inserted and the stack top is going to increment by 1. And if I'm going to do a next operation, push, the same operation, the same, and the different element will enter on from the same side, that means from a top end. Again, if I want to do a operation, push operation, again the next element will come from the top end, and stack top is every time stack top get incremented by 1. If now, as you know that stack limit is done, okay, it reaches the stack limit. If I do the push operation, I'll get the message stack is full. So there is no need, that means there is no possibility to do the push operation. And same things happen with the stack memory also. Now the pop operation. Pop operation is what? Removing element. And it always remove element from the last. That's why we called a stack as the last in first out architecture. That means the last element at which get entered, the last element at last time what element was entered, that is the 6. So that will get pop, that means that will get removed first. Okay, so that is the last in first out architecture. So there is no need, as you know that the last element is 6. So is there any need to ask that which element I have to remove? No, boss. There is no required. There is no need to ask that which element we have to remove. Obviously, the last element get removed. So when I do the pop operation, automatically the last element will get removed. Stack top is going to be decremented by 1. Okay, get decremented by 1. Again, if I do the pop operation, again the remaining last element will get removed. Again, the pop operation will done. Okay. Again, if I do the pop operation, again the last element get removed. So this is the way, this is just a push and pop operation. This is the basic architecture, as you know that. And if I want to do the again pop operation, it should say stack is empty. That means all the validation should be worked, all the elements should be worked. Suppose there is no element in your stack, and if you want to show the stack, as you know that there is no element, it should say message, it should give the message like there is no element in the stack. Okay. And suppose stack is full. So it should give you the message that the stack is full. Now, as you know that you have done the pop operation. Again, if you want to perform the pop operation, the stack is already empty. So it should give the message of stack is empty. That means I want all the kind of validation and proper validation. That's what, right? Now let's go for the implementation in Python, guys, without wasting our time. Okay. Now here, I'll just make it small. Okay. Now here, if I'm going to show you the stack operation that I have done, then at the end of the part, I'll show you the code also. There is don't worry about it that I'm not going to show the code. I'll show you the code. You guys can just pause the video and you can write down your notes and you can write down your code, whatever the possibility. Okay. I'm not giving any coding description. You have to do a little bit hard work. You have to see it or you have to do in your way also. Like I'm just going to show you, first of all, what is the implementation, how to do these operations in a menu driven way. And if I'm going to show you that what kind of operation we are going to perform, So in here, delete the post remaining. In sixth, we have a that is exit, and in the seventh option, we have a display. So there are total seven operations we are going to perform in the menu driven way. Is empty, add element, pick operation, pop operation, delete, exit. Okay, that I'm going to show you guys what we have to do it, right? So just I'm going to run this program. Okay, so first of all, it is asking that create a stack. That is a good create a stack. So when I enter one, your stack will be created, but now stack is empty. It is we have got the message stack created successfully, boss. That is correct. Okay. Kindly have a full attention, guys. Okay. Because programming is not like a thing at the beginner level. If you are doing it in beginner level, you are in the beginner level of data structure. You should have a good focus because generally why the company do ask the data structure. They want to check your problem solving capability, right? That what problem solving capability do you have? Because what happens generally for doing a project as a student, lot of time we have a lot of solution like chat gpt, or there are a lot of sites from where we just copy the code, implement it, do some things change, and we just make our project. So copy paste project is not happen every time, right? That means it is good for at the student level for making a project, for just understanding what is the thing, but in company level you have to write a custom code. Most of the time you have to write a custom code. So they want to check, and especially the product-based company, they want to check. That's why in product-based company, every time they do ask very deep level or deepest level of questions on your data structure. So that is what important, that is what most important. So like right now, let's check this part. Okay, now we have a menu in front of us. So is the stack is empty? If suppose I want to check is the stack is empty, if I'm going to enter the option one, so definitely right now stack is created, but there is no element we have inserted in stack. So definitely I'll get the message true. True in the sense stack is empty, boss. Okay. Now let's go for add element pick operation. If I want to do a pick operation what it does exactly, or pop operation what it does. Pop operation want to remove the element, but when the element is not, there is no element in stack. How the pop operation will happen? Obviously, pop operation could not be able to happen. So now if I want to do the fourth option, I want to just enter the fourth option to do the pop operation. I got the message. There is no element. There is not element, any element of just some sentence as I did a mistake, but you just consider there is no element in the stack, right? There is no element in the stack. Obviously, this validation should be worked, guys. Okay, you have to write it the code in the way. Okay, now if I want to the delete operation, again the same things happen, right? So let's go for add element in the stack, that is the option second. If I enter second, if I do a push operation, push element in the stack, like I want to enter one, correct? Again, I got the menu. So I'm getting this menu again and again. This is a good thing. Why? Without interrupting my previous operation, I want to do the next operation. What happened exactly? Suppose if I have not converted this program in a manual driven, each time for checking each operation, I have to run the program again and again, again and again. It is just a time waste. And in case of technology, that means after developing a technology, still if you are wasting your time for the operation, then what is the use of software box? Okay, we create or we design a software to save our time, to do the operations effectively. Then there is no meaning, right? So only writing a code is not important. Writing a code effectively, designing a solution effectively, that is what most important. Okay. So always I'll say that as a student, you learn the things, you learn the stuff, that is good, but you also have your mind or your vision to be customer centric. That what customer want and how can you design something that should be very easy and simple. Okay. So now let's go for again enter choice two. Okay, and the element you want to enter, that is 2. That's great. Again I want to do a same operation, push element. I want to enter the 3 element, 1 2 3. So 1 and 2 I have entered. Now the last element I want to enter, that is 3. Okay, done. Now I want to check display all the stack element. I really want to check that is the element has been inserted successfully or not. It was just a magic was happening right now. Okay, I want to check. So like I want to enter the 7. If I enter it, oh great, 1 2 3. Now it is showing in the horizontal way. Let's suppose, just do imagination. Do imagination like 1, then 2, then 3. Just do the imagination. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 is the topmost element and the last element. Okay. So if I am going to do the pop operation, Okay. Let's first of all do the pick operation. Now you will ask, sir, what is the difference between pick operation and pop operation? Very simple difference. I'll tell you. Pop operation remove the last element. It removes the last element from the memory. But pick operation return the last element. It does not remove the element from the last. It just return the last element. So there is a difference. I hope you guys have understood. Okay, one more time I'm repeating. Pop operation just remove the last element from your stack, right? And the pick operation, what it does exactly, pick operation just return the last element. Okay, so there is a difference. If I'm going to enter the pick, if I enter the option 3, definitely it will return the last element, that is your 3, right? So as you can see here, I got the element 3. No, just understand, we are getting a result very quickly. That's why you're not able to understand, but just understand. And if I just enter 7 again to display the element, again 1, 2, 3. That means the last element, pick operation has returned. Pop operation going to remove it, boss, from the memory. Okay, there's no need to ask any question about the pop. You can't raise the finger for the pop operation. Then pop. Okay, so 3 has been removed. Again, I want to check seventh option to display all the stack element. Now we have only 1 and 2. So you have understood in a very we can say very simple way that that pop operation removes the element from the memory and pick operation just give you the last element. Okay. Now if I want to do the pop operation again, so let's enter. The 2 has been removed. Again I want to do the pop operation. 1 has been removed. Now you know that all the 3 element has been just removed from your stack. Now stack is empty. If I want to do the pop operation again, so it will give you the message there is no element in the stack. Simple thing. Simple thing. There is no element in the stack, right? So it has happened. Now pick operation done is empty. If I want to check 1 is empty. True, right? So if I want to suppose if I want to enter the again the element like I want to enter the element like 2, or if I want to enter 1, and if I'm going to check is the stack is empty, so it will return a false because there is an element in the stack, right? Now let's come to the point to delete the stack. There is the fifth option to delete the stack. If I delete it, so there is a none. That means element has been just stack is deleted, right? Now sixth option is exit. So just exit from this looping structure, looping is going on. I just use the while loop to run this manual driven values in infinite time. And it depends on me when I want to exit. So right now I want to exit. It done. It exit. Let's go for the code now. Right? Because code is important. What I did in the code, I'll tell you in a very simple way. Simple thing. First, create a stack. Understand the operation we have done it, and let's compare those operations with this code. Then you can able to easily understand. And suppose you are very fresher, you are very in the beginner level. As you know that boss, if you are in the very beginner level, you are not able to do it. Suppose anything else, right? You are not able to do it in suppose anything else. Like you have to understand the things. You have to understand the code, right? Which is very important for us. So like create a stack, then you enter your choice line by line. I'm just interpreting the code. I'm just interpreting the code. Enter your choice, whatever the choice you will enter, like you will enter the one that will go inside of the memory of ch. Then we will compare 1 equal to 1, condition is 2. Then we have a if underscore name, double underscore equal to main. If both are same, because name variable contain the same value. Okay, so if condition is 2, it will come inside. And now if you check my class name is a stack. So I have to create an object of stack. So whenever I'm going to create, just I'm going to create the object of stack, right? This is my stack and this is what the object I have created. So when I create the object of this stack, as you know that first of all, stack is the class. So when I create the object, automatically your constructor will get called. And inside of constructor, I write the code for creating a stack. In Python, we represent a stack by using a list data structure, list collection data structure. So I just created self.list equal to empty square bracket. This is the syntax. So here, when your constructor will get called, your constructor will create a memory as much as memory your list data structure is required. And definitely the address of this memory, that means the stack which you have created. So the address of your stack, the address of this list data structure, this init function, this constructor will return or initialize that memory is going to be initialized by the constructor, and that going to initialize to the object. So constructor will assign the address of that memory to this object. Done. I just consider that you guys have already the knowledge of object oriented, and it is very important. Suppose you are not having a core level knowledge, like you don't know about it, the control statement, object oriented concepts or functions, all this part, and suddenly you are trying to jump on the data structure. This is the wrong way. I will not say that this is completely wrong way. You can also directly learn the data structure, but this basic stuff and the basic concept you should know in advance before jumping on the data structure, right? So stack you have created, okay, then we'll get the message stack created successfully, Bob, and just remember the output. We were getting the same thing. Then I just taken a one line space, and then using this object I call the stack menu. Stack menu is the instance member. It is a member function of your class stack. So this is member function stack menu. This is your stack menu. It will come here because by using that object you're calling a stack menu. So this function get called, this instance method. Then I'm using a while loop because I have to repeat the menu again and again, again and again. Okay, so that's why I use the while true condition. This will go. This tells you interpreter to go infinite time until unless user don't want to exit, right? So if stack is empty, all the operations we have designed in the print statement, then I'm accepting enter your choice that is inside of ch variable. If I'm entering a choice one, so definitely this function will get called like is empty function. So from here I'm calling a is empty function, and let's check the is empty function. This is your is empty function, and here I'm checking the logic. Let's understand the logic, guys. Very simple way. I'm just telling you the flow. Let's understand. Maybe in one time after watching a video not able to understand, watch again. This is happens because also it happens with a lot of developers that they have to check the things if there is something complex or something they want. They are in the beginner level, they are in the next level technology. Okay, so is empty, it will check, and I'm just using the condition if set.list is equal to empty list. Okay, empty block. If this condition is true, it will return the true. If there is an element, then definitely this condition will get false and it will return the false. So from where I call this as empty function, I call from here, and that's why here is empty function. I just kept inside a print function so that whatever the result returned by the is empty function, that is going to be come here and we are going to show here. Okay. Now ch equal to 2. So here I'm push element. I'm taking element, I'm accepting element from user end, and I'm just storing that element in value in this instance variable. And then self dot push. I call the push function, and here I'm also passing a value, this instance variable as the argument I'm passing through this push function. Where is the push function? Yeah, this is a push function. So here we have a parameter value. This will accept that argument. Then self.list. As you know that we have created this list. Now it is empty. So self.list dot append function. So in stack, in list, especially because in Python we represent a stack using a list data structure. And for appending element, for adding element on top and top and top side, we use the append function because append function add the value from the right side, right? So when I call the list.append function, value will be added to the list. And then it return the message, the element has been successfully inserted. And just remember the output, right? So it will return here again because in print statement, I just call this push function. Again, the third choice is 3. Here we call the pick function, which is also inside of your print function. So pick function is where this is pick function. Now again, pick function, what it does, guys, it returns the last element. But suppose your stack has created, but there is no element in the stack. How can you put the validation? First check that stack is empty or having element. If this stack is having element, whether doesn't matter if stack is having only one element, that means that one element is the last element. That will get returned. Okay. But if there is no element, so that's why I put the condition self dot is empty. I just call this is the calling function. This is the calling function. In function we have a calling and called. So is empty, this calling function, it will get called this, okay, by this block. By this block, you're calling this is empty function, and the same logic will get checked. If list is empty, then it returns the true. If list is if there is having an element, then it returns the false to this side. Okay, and if list is empty, suppose if stack is empty, then it returns the true, and this true will come here, right? This will come here, and if it return a true, so definitely there is no element. This condition will get true, and it will say there is no element in the stack, and this written by here, so you will get here, right? Then again we have a pop function, or suppose if there is an element, so definitely this condition will get false. It will come to the else block, and here list, in list what I'm doing. Suppose you have a two element box, right? Let's suppose I'm just going to write the code. Suppose you have a two element, one comma two comma. Let's suppose three element you have it, right? And I have to remove the last element. I sorry, remove not remove that. I have to return the last element. So in length self dot list. So length, by using a length function, we calculate the list, the length of the list. So what is the length of this list? Is definitely three, right? That is definitely three. The length of this list is written. That length function return the length, that is three. Now I'm doing a minus one. Minus one in the sense what? And this follow minus one. That means 3 minus 1 is 2, right? 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. That 2, right? So it returns the 2. And if you just compare the index number of this element, if you just compare the index number of this element, right? So the index number is 0, 0, 1, 2, right? So definitely you understand the logic. I know that you guys have understood the logic that 3 minus 1 is 2 and the index number 2 is the 3. So 3 will be returned from here and definitely it will come to the print function. Then we have a pop function. It will call the pop function again. Pop function is inside of your print function, right? You can just pause the video, you can write your code. But first of all, I suggest watch the entire video one time, understand the logic, understand the things, and write in your own way. Don't do a copy and paste here, right? Lot of people asking the code and code. Like sometimes you require the code for a complex thing. For these things, you just understand the logic. If you are already having the knowledge about it and do in your own way, there is no need to just copy this way, right? Then again, you when you call the pop function, this is a pop function. Again, before doing the pop operation, I'll check that stack is having element or not. If there is no element in the stack, how can you do the pop operation? If there is no element, there is no item in your stack, how can you remove the element? So definitely self dot is empty. I'm again calling this function. This function will get called. If there is no element, it will return the true. Condition will be true. If there is an element, then it will come to the else block and it will return a false. Right? So it will again come here. If that is empty block, that call function has returned true. So this condition will get true and it will return there is no element in the stack. If that is an empty function, return false, then here you will get a false and definitely will come to the else block and list dot pop function. Pop function, what it does exactly? Pop function we use in the list data structure and it always remove the last element. It always remove the last element, right? That's why we use the list data structure to represent the stack in Python, right? Now it will come to here, okay? Then I call the delete function. In delete function, again, you can check with delete function also inside of your print function. In delete function, we just what we are doing very simple for deleting. We are using list equal to none. None will replace all the values and it will store the none. Or there is another way to delete also, right? By using a delete keyword. Then you have a exit. For exit, we are calling. We have just imported one module that is a sys module, and this sys module is having a exit function. So if I call the sys dot exit function, it will break the loop. The loop, now you can see we have write down all the code inside of this loop. Okay, this entire menu driven code is inside of your while loop. Understand? And the while loop is inside of your stack menu function, and inside of this stack menu function you have while loop, and this all the code, that means all this menu driven code you have inside of your while loop. So exit will just terminate your loop, right? Then you have a show function. So ch equal to show, which is just on the top side. Here again we are checking that the stack is empty or not. If there is no element, then there is no element. Okay, and you know the behavior. See, each time whenever the is empty function will get called, because this function is called so many times. So first you check that stack is empty, list is empty. If it is empty, it will return the true. If there is an element, it will return the false. Because if there is an element, that means this condition is false. It will come into the else block and it will return your false. Okay, this happens. So in show function, here I just show the self dot list. So this is the entire operation, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. Still, if you have any doubt or anything else that you want to ask me, so you can just put your question on the comment box that I want to check. It is very, very important. Okay. And just do these things in your way. Okay. Just try to do in these things. In your way. Because I know that you already know the stack and all those things. There are a lot of things already available. But this is just a way to try to think, implement in your So I hope you guys have understood these things very carefully and very smartly. For right now, it's okay. Thank you. Bye bye. We'll see you in the next lecture. And in the next lecture, I'll teach you that with size limit.